Mind reading. That's right. I am a mind reader. And I can already tell what some of you are thinking. No ring. Is he available? Well, I'm not available. My wife made me take the ring off so women would stop hitting on me. You know how that is, right? Right? It's true. It's sad but true. But that's neither here nor there. We'll come back to that later. What I want to tell you about is how I first discovered that I could read minds. I was 12 years old. I was home alone with the flu. This was way before the internet, so I got bored very quickly. I'm at home alone, and I found this book in our house called The Shining by Stephen King. Has anyone here ever read this book or seen the movie? Yeah? Right?
Yes.
Scary, right? Wait, did you have your hand up?
Yep.
So what did you think? When you read this book, how old were you, first of all?
13.
13. Oh, about the same age as me. And so what kind of feelings did you have when you were reading this book?
Fear.
Pure fear, right? Well, I had the fear, but I also felt like I was getting inside the minds of the characters. I felt like I was able to tell things that happened in their life before the story, things that would happen to them after the story was finished. It was really mysterious. I feel like we may have a connection on this book. I want to ask you to come up and help me. Would you come on up? Let's give him a huge round of applause. Awesome. Your name is?
Mike.
Mike. Nice to meet you, Mike. And we've never met before, is that right?
No.
We didn't set anything up. Nobody paid you ahead of time.
No.
You're not the
Hey,
one?
after the show, right?
Yeah, after the show. No, but seriously, we've never met before. We hadn't set anything up. But if telepathy is real, and I think it is, the only way it would ever work is if two people had something emotionally in common. And since we haven't met before, we don't know if we have any of the same friends, but we do have this story in common. We have both read this book. So we're going to try something with this. 200,000 words in that book. When Stephen King was 28 years old, he wrote 5,000 words a day for 6 weeks in a blaze of glory. He wrote that book. I want you to flip through the pages, back to front, front to back. Go whichever way you want. It is 2024 after all. So at some point I want you to stop on a page, but don't tell me what page you're on. Have you stopped on a page?
Yes.
Perfect. In a moment, I'm going to have you look up and down that page and think of a word. But very important. Don't think of a character name. Don't think of a chapter title. Those are way too obvious. But likewise, equally as important, don't think of a short or medium-sized sort of common word, because those are way too easy to guess, and I don't want this to be a guessing game. Find a long word, a juicy word, a word with a lot of letters, a lot of syllables, a word nobody would ever guess in a million years, but a word that will stick in your mind. Let me know when you got one.
Okay.
Got one? Perfect. Most important of all, do not forget your word. Because if you forget your word, none of this will make any sense. I'm going to try to pluck the word out of your mind. Concentrate on your word. Sometimes I need a little help to get started. Want some?
No.
Okay. All right. Concentrate on your word. I'm getting absolutely nothing, but that's okay. I have a plan B. Plan B. So I want you to think of, you still got your word in mind, right?
Mm-hmm.
I want you to think of the first letter of your word. Now think of an animal that starts with that letter. Got one?
Mm-hmm.
Perfect. Got it. Got it. Oh my gosh, this is coming through loud and clear. Now, I just want to point out, I've committed myself here, so I'm all set. For the first time, would you say in a nice loud voice, so even those folks in the back can hear you, what is the animal that you're thinking of?
Giraffe.
Giraffe! No way. Giraffe. There's the long neck. There are the spots. Now, I know what some of you are thinking. My artistic abilities are not so good. But this is not about my artistic abilities. This is about my mind-reading talent. And so what happened was when I didn't get the word, I needed to make you relax a little bit. So I told that little joke. You laughed for a moment and you relaxed. And I popped into your subconscious in that moment. So not only did I see that letter G, which is the first letter of your word, I also saw the letter next to the G. I saw the letter R. Is that right?
That is correct.
Well, you're not laughing now, are you? That's good. Now, I didn't get the middle of the word. The middle of the word was a little blurry, but before I popped out of your subconscious mind, I did see the last letter. I saw the letter Y. Is that right?
That is correct.
You know that's spooky. That's crazy, right? All right. But I don't want to give up there. I want to get the middle of the word. So here's what I want you to do. Look out over the heads of the audience. Picture your word floating up there. I want you to see those lights. I want it like bright, shining Broadway lights blazing out. I want to look up there. I want to see what you're seeing. Oh, perfect, perfect. Keep that. Oh, this word is a lot longer than I thought. Okay?
You did ask for a...
I did. That's on me. That's not on you. Okay. Let's see here. Getting something. All right. I got something. I got a word. I don't know if I got your word, but I got a word. Now, before I reveal the word that I got, I want to remind you how impossibly difficult this was. We started with this book, The Shining, by Stephen King. Over 200,000 words in that book. You looked through all the pages. You stopped on any page. Then you looked up and down the page and you thought of any word. For the first time, in a loud voice so they can all hear, what is the word you're thinking of?
Grandfatherly.
Grandfatherly? That's exactly what I got. Give it up for this man right here. Amazing. Thank you. Wow.